Almost 9 in 10 compositions played by orchestras around the world are written by white men. Gender equality is slow in the world of classical music, according to new research. In fact, of the composer's works performed by more than 100 orchestras across 30 countries, fewer than 12% were written by women. Let's go live now to Gabriella Dell'Accio, a multi-award-winning soprano and the driving force behind the Donne Foundation, a charity pushing for equality for women in music globally. It's very good to have you with us. Why do you think there is this persistent inequality when it comes to classical music?
Well, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? That we all want to have the answer. I suppose we have several reasons for this. And one is our unconscious bias that we kind of grow up learning that men were the genius of classical music or genius in many other fields as well. And I think we just let history roll. And now we are in the 21st century, and the reality is there were like hundreds, possibly thousands of women in the history of music from the beginning, from medieval times, who were respected and left amazing works, which afterwards were just deleted from history. And then now we keep repeating and playing and hearing the same amazing masters that nobody wants to get rid of them, don't get me wrong, but there is a lack of interest, in my opinion, of really promoting these voices that we should be listening for many years by now.
And is it specifically when it comes to composers that we see a lack of women, or is it across other roles within the classical musical world? I mean, I'm thinking performers, conductors, people who play instruments.
Well, I think as any other industry, women will always have to fight a bit harder to find their own space in the industry. But if you look at other reports that show the presence of women, and by exactly as you said, conductors, artists, but also sound engineers, producers, positions that can bring a fantastic workload for a woman in film composition as well, is also shockingly low. And it's really hard to see those numbers, because you kind of imply, are women less good than men on this? Of course not. So what is happening? And I think what this tells us is behind the curtains of the industry, there's still a lot going on. And I think lots of women still go through prejudice, sexism. Many of them possibly won't talk about, because they fear it will damage their careers, or they might lose their jobs. And then we perpetuate the same stories again.
So how do you address that balance? What can be done?
Well, I think we need what I would love to see. It would be like an engagement from all, the music industry as a whole. And I'm talking music organizations and publishers, record labels, streaming services, concert halls, festivals, because all of us, myself as a performer, you as a concert goer, we need to first of all understand that there is a problem. Numbers don't lie. And then it's really interesting in the industry, there is a feeling things are getting better. The moment you show numbers, people understand actually it's not. And then if we want to contribute to change, we really need to make a decision. We all need to make a decision. And I think this needs to come from the top to the bottom, to all of us to take part. Because we also need to think, what is classical music? What are the audiences we are trying to reach? Are we going to live forever in the past, or we want to open these concert halls to reflect the music that we have now?
Okay, Gabriella Dell'Accio, we are out of time. But on that note, well, quite literally, thank you very much indeed. And thank you for watching. I'll see you soon.